Quick story for you folks. Look on Sunday this morning. Now, you know I love Look on Sunday. It's grand. And I turn it on this morning and see old Neil's on, Neil Channing. Well, that'll do me, because I love Neil Channing. I think he's absolutely great. I would say we didn't get as much Channing as we normally would, which was a bit gutting. But again, a couple of things he said were great as per normal. And he touched on a subject that's always surprised me. Then again, maybe it didn't with the reasons I've been given for it. He was talking about internet coverage on a racecourse. He said, it's terrible. He said, I just hardly ever go now. He said, you won't see him at Royal Ascot next week. No chance, he said. I need to be working when I'm there. I don't just enjoy the races and putting bets on when I'm there. My job is betting, and I'm looking at all of the courses, all of the horses, all of the fancies, and I'm waiting for odds to move and so on and so forth. He said, and I can't do that from a racecourse. You just can't get on your phone. He said, it's crazy. He said, and not only that, we're constantly talking about making racing more accessible and bringing in the masses and those folks that haven't followed racing before. He said, you can never get a signal when you're racing. Look how many people, he said, these young guns love social media. They're all over it. They'd love to be taking pics of what they're dressed in and what the ladies are dressed in and all the finery. They can't take any pics. Well, they can, but they can't send them anywhere because nothing's working. Said, it's crazy, man. And I thought to myself, I get where you're coming from. Now, what? I think he's on a wrong network. I think there's one that's better than the rest. I think it's Vodafone. I know because I went racing to ADOC a couple of years ago with somebody that actually works for them. I think it's Vodafone. He could get on the phone all the time. There was 10 of us. He was the only one that could get on. No problem at all. But I'd always heard racecourses block you from going on your phones because they didn't want you betting off course with other bookies. That's what I was always told, that they blocked the signals. That's what I thought anyway. Channing was saying, he said, no, he said, I've asked a well-known racecourse, I'm not going to name who it is, but I've said, why can't we get Wi-Fi on it? And he said, they just won't pay for it. It's difficult on a racecourse. I said, in what way? He said, well, it costs us about 150 grand a year, 150 grand to get it up and running. So we've got our boxes everywhere throughout the course, 150k to install it all, then 50 grand a year to run it. And he said, but surely that would be worth it in the long run, because loads and loads of punters would benefit from it, and it will keep punters coming. He said, I think a lot of punters come the once or the twice, and they don't really get the full racecourse experience. Whereas if they're interacting all the time on social media, those that aren't your normal punters, he said, I think they would. I think they're losing lots of foot traffic because of this. And I think he's probably right. As I say, I was always told that it was on course they didn't like you betting off course, so they would stop you for that reason. But I don't know. What's the reason? I don't know. But I do think, especially when you're out on course, I can understand some sporting venues when you're under big stands and there's a lot of concrete, a lot of melt you can't get on. I get that because the signal's not getting in. But on a race course, when you stood out on the grass at the side of the fences near the winning line and stuff, you should be able to make calls and get on the internet. But you can't. He's right. You just can't do it. It is a joke. Something needs looking at. Does it needs looking at? I think he was right there, old Neil. I like Neil. I do like him, you know. Oh, I like him a lot.